From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:29. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Devin Feely. Let's start this half hour with a quick check of our weather with First Alert meteorologist Paul Hagan.
Today is another First Alert weather day with the heat advisory continuing for many, but not all, inland parts of the Bay Area through 11 o'clock tonight. Hottest temperatures are going to be inland in the East Bay, the Tri-Valley and the Delta specifically. Can be dangerously hot if you're not careful, so don't overexert yourself. Make sure you're taking breaks, find some air conditioning, whatever you can. 50s and 60s early this morning, giving way to temperatures well into the 80s to around 90 inland by lunchtime, with those hottest temperatures in the Delta topping 100 degrees this afternoon, but the heat begins to back down already tomorrow.
More than 120 million Americans are under heat alerts as record-breaking temperatures continue. Bradley Blackburn has the latest on the heat wave that is affecting much of the country.
In California, temperatures are blistering across the state.
Kept increasing. We showed up to Sacramento, it was 111.
Emergency crews in Palm Springs say the pavement
right now is at 165.
is sending some to the burn unit.
A bicycle get hit by a car and the individual falls on the street. We're dealing with an injury that was caused and then also now possibly burns.
In Arizona, Phoenix topped 110 degrees for the 22nd straight day. Teams trying to help the homeless who were camping out in the elements.
Hi, we got some water and hygiene.
Nationwide, temperatures are making outdoor work grueling. In South Florida, a 29-year-old farm worker died after collapsing in the heat. Advocates are pushing for changes in the law.
We need water, we need shade, we need breaks.
And in Marysville, California, firefighters battled flames with no escape from extreme temperatures.
Triple digits is crazy.
Wild weather continues too. In Oklahoma, winds pushing a freight train off the tracks. Severe storms in Ohio snapped trees and damaged homes, while in Pennsylvania, water was the threat. The body of 2-year-old Maddie Shields pulled from the Delaware River miles away from where her family was swept away in a flood last week.
Although Maddie was found 32 miles away from where she was lost, she has never been closer to all of our hearts as she is now.
The remains of her mother were found previously, and her 9-month-old sibling is still missing.
In a developing story, crews in Newark, New Jersey spent all night investigating what caused an explosion in an apartment building. At least 6 people living at that apartment are hurt, one of them critically. Now, it happened just after 6 o'clock Friday evening at a local housing authority building. This is an aerial view of the 2-story building after that explosion. Neighbors heard a loud boom and then saw glass flying from the apartment windows. Some neighbors say that they also felt the ground shake. It was so strong that it sent debris and glass flying nearly 50 yards away. Cleanup crews are now working to clear the area, and officials are trying to figure out what caused that explosion. They're also assessing the structural damage to the building with help from engineers. At least 13 people are displaced, and the Red Cross is providing support. The U.S. Justice Department has told Texas it will take legal action against the state's use of floating barriers in the Rio Grande River. Now, the feds say that a chain of buoys raised humanitarian concerns for migrants crossing from Mexico and that the installation violates federal law. The DOJ is now giving Texas time to respond. The state must provide a plan by Monday to remove those buoys or face litigation. The barriers are part of Republican Governor Greg Abbott's $4 billion effort to counter migration, which he calls Operation Lone Star. The Biden administration has reached a deal with leading companies in the field of artificial intelligence. Several are promising new safeguards, and those companies include Google, Meta, Amazon, and OpenAI. The voluntary commitments include security testing of AI systems before release, developing tools to alert users about content made through AI, and doing research about the risks that AI could pose to society.
These commitments, which the companies will implement immediately, underscore 3 fundamental principles: safety, security, and trust.
The U.S. is working with global allies on a common set of AI governance. In addition, China is working on its own regulations. Donald Trump now has a date set for his classified documents trial. It's going to begin in May of next year, and it's expected to last about 2 weeks. The former president and Republican frontrunner has pled not guilty to accusations of withholding national defense information after he left office. Prosecutors wanted to expedite the process with a trial this December, but Trump's legal team, on the other hand, wanted to push it until after next year's presidential election.
It's
after the bulk of the primary elections, but it's before the Republican National Convention. So it is really, in terms of not just the legal calendar, but also the electoral calendar, it is really a compromised position.
The several months until the trial will allow more examination of the evidence. Much of that evidence is classified, so only certain people can view it. A well-known member of the Proud Boys has been sentenced to nearly 8 years in prison, stemming from a rally in Portland in August of 2021. Tusitala Tosi organized the rally and incited the crowd by calling for violence against left-wing protesters who also showed up. Now, members of the Proud Boys immediately attacked those counter-protesters. Officials say the resulting brawl included explosive devices, bats, and clubs. The defendant was found guilty of assault, use of a weapon, and rioting. Police in Tucson, Arizona, are investigating an officer-involved shooting that left one person dead. It happened around 7 p.m. last night. Now, officers say that they were conducting surveillance on a homicide suspect. They say they had probable cause to arrest him for a murder earlier in the week. Detectives were following that suspect on foot when he tried to run away. Now, a chase ensued, ending with them shooting and killing the suspect. Police recovered a gun near the body, but there is no word on if the suspect ever fired their weapon. Sheriff's investigators are working to determine if the officers followed protocol. A man who spent several years in Cincinnati performing for kids as a Luke Skywalker impersonator has been arrested. 59-year-old John Stevens is facing 8 counts of possessing child pornography. Detectives say that there were photos and videos, and some are extremely graphic. They found that material on Stevens' cell phone when he uploaded the explicit images to the cloud, where they were flagged by a watchdog organization that tracked the IP address and alerted investigators. Officials say that more charges against Stevens are possible, but it does not appear that he was involved in producing the images.
We have no reason to believe that he was producing anything. We don't believe there's any local victims. We really believe that he was just keeping this material for himself.
The prosecution says a tendency towards fantasy fueled Stevens' inappropriate behavior, but they didn't go into details during a hearing because they say the material is too graphic and profane. Singer Tony Bennett, known for songs like I Left My Heart in San Francisco, he died early yesterday in New York at the age of 96. And in Hollywood, mourners honored his life. Flowers were placed on Bennett's star on the Walk of Fame. He was one of America's most celebrated interpreters of jazz and pop and Broadway standards. CBS reporter Danya Bacchus takes a look back on his life.
I left my heart in San Francisco.
Tony Bennett may have left his heart in San Francisco, but his road to fame started in New York.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Anthony Dominic Benedetto was born in Queens in 1926. He started singing as a child and eventually got a job as a singing waiter. But his big break came in 1949 when Pearl Bailey asked him to open for her. Sitting in the audience was Bob Hope, who was so impressed he took the young singer under his wing.
He said, "What's your real name?" I said, "Anthony Dominic Benedetto." He said, "Well, that's too long for the marquee." He said, Let's Americanize it and call you Tony Bennett."
Taking a chance on love.
Tony Bennett went on to have a string of hits in the 50s and 60s.
I walk along the street of sorrow
and spent the next decades performing to sold-out crowds.
That lovely day.
Although the old standards were Bennett's specialty, he always stayed close to pop culture.
Now you know, guys, this is MTV. It's Tony Bennett. Hey, good to see you.
But music was not his only talent. Bennett also became a respected painter, using his real name, Benedetto.
When I get just a little tired of singing, I paint. And when I get tired of painting, I sing.
Anything goes.
In his later years, Bennett recorded duets with popular artists like Lady Gaga and Amy Winehouse, attracting a younger generation of fans. In 2021, Bennett's family revealed the legendary singer was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease 4 years earlier, but had chosen to keep the diagnosis a secret. Bennett's wife explained why to CBS This Morning's Gail King.
He always likes to say he's in the business of making people feel good. And so he never wanted the audience to know if he had a problem. But obviously, as long, as things have progressed, it becomes more and more obvious when you interact with Tony that there's something up.
How do you keep...
Bennett's career spanned 7 decades, earning him 20 Grammy Awards. He performed to audiences in cities around the world, but he'll forever be linked to one.
in San Francisco?
In the North Bay, Yountville residents are boiling their tap water or they're using bottled water for drinking, cooking, and brushing their teeth. That's because E. coli was found in the water supply. Now, Yountville is in Napa County. The bacteria which causes intestinal illness was detected at this water treatment plant. The boil order was sent out yesterday evening. It's going to be in effect at least through the weekend.
I used what I had at home that I had in bottled water or already pre-filtered, and now I'm just coming by to pick up what the town's offering. And tomorrow they'll be offering these, you can come back and refill bottles.
The earliest that things could go back to normal is Monday if the mandatory 3 consecutive samples come back without signs of E. coli. The Embarcadero in San Francisco is going to be closed in both directions tomorrow from midnight to 3 in the afternoon for the San Francisco Marathon. Now, this is video from last year's race, so expect heavy traffic if you are anywhere near downtown. Civil rights icon John Lewis received an honor this week from the U.S. Postal Service. The agency issued a forever stamp with his portrait. Now, the stamp went on sale yesterday. It features a photo of Lewis that appeared in Time magazine in 2013. The Postal Service held a ceremony on Friday at Morehouse College in Atlanta with friends and family and colleagues of Lewis on hand. Now, Lewis served more than 3 decades in Congress, and earlier he took part in the pivotal Bloody Sunday March in Selma, Alabama during the Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s.
On this day, as Congressman Lewis would say, I ask you to recommit yourselves to getting in good trouble, necessary trouble.
He was a philatelist, which is a person who partakes in the collection of stamps. And for the Postal Service to honor my father this way, I would say for him it would be one of the highest forms of philately.
A well-deserved honor and a bit overdue. Lewis died in 2020 at the age of 80 after battling pancreatic cancer. The Shanghai Jewish Refugee Museum is about to present a 2-week exhibition in New York. It's called Shanghai, Homeland Once Upon a Time. It features photos and videos and documents and memorabilia from Jewish refugees living in China during World War II. Now, China was one of the few countries to welcome Jewish refugees. The exhibit tells the story of how Jewish refugees made it to Shanghai and what their life was like and where they migrated to afterwards. The show starts on August 1st and is free to the public. All right, some breaking news. The Richmond-San Rafael Bridge is finally back open after the eastbound lanes were closed for 19 hours. The CHP shut down those lanes yesterday because of what they describe as a person experiencing a mental health crisis. Authorities say that person finally asked for help earlier this morning. They made a rescue and reopened the eastbound lanes at about 7 a.m. There's a story that I want to tell you before we go this morning. Now, on one hand, it's a story of how scatterbrained and frankly stupid I can sometimes be. On the other, it's a story that proves that there is still honesty and decency in this world. It starts this past Monday. I was filling in on the anchor desk at noon and 5, and after getting off the set at noon, I headed across the street to a great little sandwich shop in our neighborhood named Gambino's. I sat outside in their seating area, had a great sandwich, and then went back to work. Well, fast forward to after the 5 p.m. show, and I'm collecting up my stuff to go home, but I can't find my jacket. I look upstairs in the studio, downstairs in the newsroom, no jacket. And then it dawns on me, I think I put that jacket on the back of my chair outside Gambino's on a street corner in San Francisco and maybe left it there unattended for hours. Gone, right? Well, that's what I was thinking. Honestly, I didn't really even care about the jacket, but I cared a lot about what was inside the jacket, my house keys for starters, and most importantly, a computer storage drive that I bought when my nephew was first born. It had video of him in the bath as a baby, crawling, taking his first unsteady steps, things that were priceless and precious to me and that I feared were lost. And I raced across the street, but Gambino's was closed. The chairs and the tables were pulled inside, no jacket. But I peered through the darkened storefront, and inside on a hook was what appeared to be my jacket. Hope springs eternal. But again, it's not about the jacket. It was about what was inside. So I headed home. I didn't really have a choice. I woke up the next morning, pre-dawn, 5 a.m., drove back up to the city, And I got there as Gambino's was opening, and it was my jacket, and everything was still inside. Now, I tell you this story because San Francisco often gets a bad rap, sometimes deservedly. I am not an apologist, and I recognize the problems. There is crime and human suffering in this city in sad abundance. But the story also proves that there are hardworking and honest and decent folks in this city, and I think that deserves recognition as well. Thank you for watching KPIX 5 News this morning. Don't forget, the news continues all day on CBS News Bay Area, and we're going to be back here again tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. Enjoy your Saturday.